The story of Holywells Mansion shows how a building evolves to suit the fashion and needs of the family living there. It is usually much cheaper to modify existing buildings than to build from new, so our Holywells story begins with an old hall house called Pitt's Farm. Deeds of the house date from 1616, but it was probably much older. Pitt's farmhouse, shown around 1807, has been newly fronted with brick, which was the Georgian fashion to make old buildings appear more up to date. John Cobbold, owner of the nearby Cliff Brewery, buys Pitt Farm for £10,030 on the 15th of August, 1811. John's wife Elizabeth fancifully renames it Holywells, probably after a field called Holywells, where a spring issues that supplies the brewery. John adds the white wool-pit brick west wing as shown. The Cobbold family move into Holywells early in 1814. The house has no further development until John's grandson, John Chevalier Cobbold, chooses to retire there to make a grand property reflective of his eminent public status as a former politician, mayor, philanthropist and businessman. In the early 1860s, he adds a north wing extension and buys up land to create a landscape park in the fashionable Italianate style. It is finished by the time that a horticultural show takes place in the park on the 3rd of September, 1863. Shelter from the sun and a comfortable seating area are provided to the west wing by adding shutters to the windows and a glass veranda reflecting high Victorian tastes for the architecture of southern climes. A conservatory is added to the west wing, to be used as a winter garden for entertainment and to show off the latest developments in exotic houseplants. It even has an indoor pond. John Dupuy Cobbold inherits the estate soon after the death of his grandfather, John Chevalier, in 1881. He marries Lady Evelyn Murray, daughter of the Scottish Earl of Dunmore. They are married in Cairo in spring 1891, so it is likely that Holywells was altered around this time to be ready for their return from honeymoon. Holywells Mansion shows a single-storey extension to the north wing, connected via a glass atrium. It becomes apparent to Lady Evelyn that the existing servants' quarters are inadequate, so a new servants' block is added to the back of the north wing. An extra story is added to the northeast corner. Notice that it doesn't have any windows facing the park, so it was probably used for extra servants' quarters that normally wouldn't have good views from the windows. As the family expands with the birth of 3 children, the glass atrium is removed and replaced with a brick block of 3 stories that provides more bedrooms. This was completed around 1907. The stable block of around 1890 was likely built to reflect Lady Evelyn's love of horses, and house her favourite Arab stallion called Sultan. It is also built in the Italianate style, having a cupola top to the tall tower that would be in keeping with John Chevalier's earlier Italianate design. John Dupuy dies in 1929, and the estate is sold to Arthur Churchman, then Lord Woodbridge, who presents it to the town for use as a public park that opens on the 30th of May 1936. After around 100 years of house expansion comes a period of non-development and contraction around the war years. The servants' wing is demolished in 1937. The north wing and main house around June 1962, and the west wing in June 1963. The main reason for demolition, given in the council minutes, is that the buildings have become unsafe due to decay from severe dry rot. The walls of the garden and performance area today follow the footprint where the house walls stood. The restored stable block and conservatory stand as reminders of the once famous Holywells mansion.